What is up, guys? My name is Tausif Hussain, and today we are talking about the AirPods Pro. Yup, got them like a little bit late, apparently. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna unbox these with you guys, and I'm gonna share my thoughts with you guys, and it's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna discover this thing just with you guys. But what I kind of realized is pretty much the entire internet and their parents have a video out already on the AirPods Pro. So I was like, you know what? I want to add value. I'm all about that value add. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I compare and contrast them to the two most used headphones in the past year? So firstly, of course, as I mentioned, my AirPods 1, and then secondly, also my Powerbeats Pro. Now, these are both extensively used over the last year or so, and I wanted to compare and contrast them. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the unboxing experience and the setup of it. The main differences with the AirPods Pro and the Powerbeats Pro, you get in-ear tips of different sizes so that you can actually change them out depending on the fit that you require. However, with the AirPods 1, you gotta have those genetically superior Apple compatible ears. Like, if you don't have that, then these aren't gonna fit you. So I was lucky, of course. I mean, I got those genetically enhanced superior ears. So these fit me like a glove. Like, these were perfect. I didn't have any issues with it. I don't even think they fell out of my ear. Like, let's test that right now. Yeah, no, we're good. Other than that, they all have the same chip inside, made by Apple, so that when you open up the headphones next to your phone, then you get this connection screen, or a screen that basically tells you if they're already connected, how much battery life you have left, and the fact that they're actually being connected. With the AirPods Pro, they also have another neat new feature for the setup. It's an in-ear calibration called the ear tip fit test, and basically what it does is it calibrates the sound pumping into your ear to make sure that you have a good enough seal or not. And basically what this tells you is if you need to reduce the size of your ear tips, which Apple provides in the box. So if you need to go from like a medium to a small, for example. In terms of the design, it's similar to the previous iteration with a few particular changes. The stem of it is a little bit shorter, and it actually looks better in my opinion. Also, you have an in-ear rubber component at the tip of it rather than one that just basically sits at the tip of your ear canal. This one kind of goes in a little bit. I really like the shorter stem because it makes the headphones a little more subtle, and it kind of just blends it in with your face a little more. I feel like initially when the AirPods came out, everybody thought how weird they looked, and then pretty much the entire world like started wearing them, and then people forgot how weird they look and it just became normal. But now with the AirPods Pro again, with the shorter tips, I feel like this looks more goofy again. Now, furthermore to the design, I really wish these came in more colors. They only come in the iconic apple white color. However, with the Powerbeats Pro, they actually come in several different colors, including this super dope matte black color, which I actually really like. At least I wish that they kind of made it a matte finish for the headphones and the case, so it kind of differentiates itself from the regular AirPods, so you can flex a little bit harder. And also because I just love matte finishes, so I wish that came in a matte finish. Specifically in terms of looks, comparing all three of these, I would say my favorite looking ones are the Powerbeats Pro. Maybe it's because they're in matte black and you just have more color options in it, but I kind of just really like how they look on your ears, and that sleek look, how they kind of just embed into your ears, and that wraparound. I think these look dope. And then second place I would give to the AirPods Pro, just because of the shorter stem and the more subtle look of it. And then last but not least, our most popular and favorite, the AirPods. Okay, comfort. Now, in terms of comfort, I gotta say that the AirPods Pro are probably the most comfortable for me. They don't like drill into your ear, and I'll talk about that more in a second. With these AirPods, the AirPods first gen, they're super comfortable as well. However, I was always still a little bit scared that they would just get knocked off. Not when I shake my head, but let's say if I'm kind of just at the gym, or if I'm doing something where I just put my backpack on or put my jacket on, and then if it just knocks my ear a little bit, they kind of just pop off. And then the Powerbeats Pro, although they had the most secure fit because it kind of has that wrap around the ear, they were just a little bit annoying because of the wrap around, and sometimes the rubber part of the Powerbeats Pro that goes around your ear was like battling with my glasses, like the stem of my glasses. So it was a little bit annoying at times, and sometimes it would just kind of change my vision slightly, and I didn't like that. In terms of inputs, I gotta say the award goes to the Powerbeats Pro. You have the volume control on the top here, which allows you to rock the volume back and forth, up and down, and also the actual Beats logo here is a button, and you can use that for play, pause, you can use that for skipping tracks and doing a whole bunch of stuff. Now you kind of have those features even with the AirPods Pro and the AirPods, however you can't change the volume, which I really hope they had, where it was kind of like you could just slide on the tip of the stem of the AirPods to control the volume, but unfortunately they don't have that. For second place, I would give to the AirPods Pro again. Now they have a slightly different input mechanism compared to the previous generation of the AirPods. The previous generation of the AirPods, you kind of just like tap on your ear. However, with the new AirPods Pro, you kind of just press on the stem, which is pretty neat. And I think I kind of prefer this because it just seems cleaner than having to like smack your ear. Sometimes if that little tap doesn't register in public, you just look weird. You're just like, yo, why isn't this changing, man? Yo. Now the last thing I want to mention in terms of design is that it's interesting to note that unlike other in-ear headphones, the AirPods Pro don't actually have this extended earpiece, which makes it feel like you're literally probing your ear deep inside just to get your headphones in. If we take the tips off, it's just this flat area. And you can see compared to the Powerbeats Pro what exactly I'm talking about. Now, I actually much prefer this because with traditional in-ear headphones, it feels like I'm literally trying to like push the earwax back into my ear and just like stuff that thing in. But with this, it kind of just sits at the tip and there's just a little bit of protrusion inside. So I mean, it's not bad. I don't mind it at all. Okay, so now that we've talked about design, let's jump into the feature set. And this is kind of where the AirPods Pro jump ahead of the competition. Let's start off with some of the similarities. Both the AirPods Pro and the Powerbeats Pro have IPX4 rating, which means that they're water and sweat resistant. I wouldn't like jump into a swimming pool with it, obviously. But I mean, if you were out in the rain, as you saw in my first introduction sequence, or let's say you're working out, then you shouldn't have any issues. To be quite honest, even with the AirPods 1, although they were not rated IPX4, or they didn't actually provide any rating, they were also really good in terms of sweat or water resistance. I actually accidentally left these in my pants and I threw them into the wash. They came out of the washing machine and they were perfectly fine. I mean, I was able to use them. They didn't have any changes in the sound quality or anything like that. I've used them during workouts sometimes and I haven't had any issues. But the standout feature in terms of what's going to push people to buy these over the Powerbeats Pro or the older generation of the AirPods is the new tech offered in it, such as active noise cancellation. Passive noise cancellation is basically when you insert the tips into your ears and you kind of passively block out any area where the outside noise can get inside your ear, which the Powerbeats Pro are really good at. They have passive noise cancellation where the original AirPods did not at all. Like they just sat at the edge of your ear, so you would just pretty much hear all the other noise outside. So for example, when I'm at the office or when I'm at home, these are fine when I'm sitting alone in my room. However, the moment I stepped out into the train station or if I'm commuting or anything like that, then these suck. Like I literally have to bump the volume like all the way to max levels just to be able to hear what I'm listening to. With the Powerbeats Pro, they were good enough. I mean, I was using them on my commutes, no issues or anything like that. I would use them in the gym, not had any issues. The passive noise cancellation was just doing the job good enough. However, with the active noise cancellation on this, it takes it a step further. So basically what it does is it uses the microphones on it in order to sense the surrounding environment and the sounds that are outside, and it kind of feeds in other sound frequencies into your ear in order to cancel out everything outside. It's a really weird feeling if you've not heard it before. Now, I've had a slight issue with ANC or active noise cancellation before. Like I've had the Sony over-ear headphones, I've had the Bose QC35-2s and the QC35-1s for quite some time now, but it would really mess with my ears. And this is not for everyone, but I do know that quite a few people go through this because I've been on forums asking about it and researching this because I thought it was weird when it first happened to me. And my ears would kind of just like pop, and it was just this weird feeling, like a pressure building inside my head. And that's why I never used active noise cancellation. However, I gotta say with this, I've been using it for 2 days now, and not bad. It's not as bad as the Bose ones because it's not as good as the Bose ones. But I mean, I'm able to use it without much pain or that popping sensation. I get it still sometimes, but it's nowhere near as bad as I had it on the Bose or the Sony. However, I think the breakthrough feature with the AirPods Pro, which it does better than pretty much all the other headphones I've used before, is the transparency mode. So the issue traditionally with over-ear headphones that basically cover your full ears, or in-ear headphones like these and the Powerbeats Pro, is that sometimes it just blocks out all the other noise outside. So let's say if I'm at home and my kids are sleeping in the other room and I want to be able to hear if the kids wake up, or if I'm at the office and somebody wants to come and talk to me. However, with transparency mode, what it does is it also uses the microphones on the outside in order to give you some of the sounds of your surrounding into your ears as well through the microphones. And some of the other headphones have had this, like I've used this on the Sony headphones, for example, and to be honest, it sounded quite fake. Like it just basically boosts or elevates the sound of your voice, and it just sounds very very high toned or high pitched. However, the transparency mode on this is gold. Like it is so good. So there's a slight roboticism, is that even a word? It robotifies your voice slightly. Like if you hear yourself talking, there's like a slight edge to it. Now you can also change between the modes in a few different ways, either by pressing the stem and holding it, or you can do it on your phone by long pressing the volume slider. And lastly, if you have an Apple Watch, you can do it on your Apple Watch as well. In terms of battery life, the AirPods 2 are about 5 hours, whereas the AirPods Pro come in just half an hour less at about 4.5 hours. Now, I haven't actually tested that. This is what Apple advertises, so stay tuned for my review for an actual update on the battery life and how this fares up to advertised. However, the Beats Pro rake in this category with about 9 hours of battery life. And talking about cases, the smallest and most convenient is obviously the AirPods 1 and AirPods 2 case. It's the smallest, it's the lightest, and it was super nice to carry around. I literally had this in my pocket anytime I would leave home. These things were super convenient. I would just throw it in my pocket and go. The AirPods Pro is slightly bigger. It's kind of like you just took the original AirPods and just turned them sideways. However, the monster here that's not really that pocketable is the Powerbeats Pro case. I mean, you don't want to carry this around as an everyday carry unless it's in your backpack. You can't really pocket this because it just makes the bulge too big. Okay, and last but not least, let's talk about the price. With the original AirPods, you can just get AirPods with a regular case where you just have to plug in to charge, and you can get that for about $159. However, if you want the wireless charging case, you gotta dish out another $40 USD, and that will give you a wireless charging case that you can just throw on a wireless charger to charge, which I gotta say was well worth it because I love wireless charging. It's just so much easier. Now, the AirPods Pro, on the other hand, come only with the wireless charging case because they're Pro, obviously, and they come in at about $249, which I gotta say is pretty steep for in-ear headphones. However, it's on par with the Powerbeats Pro. The Powerbeats Pro as well are $249. However, now with the AirPods Pro launching, you can find these on sale in a bunch of different places. I already saw them being marked down in so many different places. Okay, so what's the bottom line and what are the headphones I'm gonna be using going forward? To be honest, I think the AirPods Pro are not going to replace both these headphones. You see, I had an issue earlier where I really loved the form factor of the AirPods, and I would love carrying them around everywhere because they were convenient, they were lightweight, they were portable, and I'd just throw them in my pocket and just take them anywhere. But then the issue I had was whenever I wanted to zone in and focus on my work, or if I didn't want to blast the volume max levels and I just wanted proper sound quality, the AirPods just wouldn't cut it. And that's why I got the Powerbeats Pro, because they would use passive noise cancellation and I would be able to kind of blot out some of the sound outside. And also these were super helpful at the gym because it felt more secure around your ear. I wasn't afraid of just kind of like knocking them off or anything, so I kind of like that. But then the problem I found with the Powerbeats Pro is that I can't really pocket these. They're not pocketable, they're not as convenient, they're not as portable as the AirPods because yeah, I can't just take them around with me. I gotta throw them in my bag, and then I kind of like the case is a little bit chunkier and the headphones are a little bit chunkier to put on. Like you gotta kind of wire them around your ears, and it was just not as convenient as the AirPods. So I was kind of looking for that middle ground, and honestly, I think the AirPods Pro come in right down the middle and they solve a little bit of both the issues. However, there's some caveats I'd like to throw out. The Powerbeats Pro were excellent for workouts and for fitness related things. So if your primary focus is on fitness and you're gonna use it for workouts or running, then I would kind of push you towards that direction because they are cheaper right now. And for the person that's not in a lot of noisy environments and doesn't really care or need that active noise cancellation, if you don't need all the extra bells and whistles you get with the AirPods Pro, these will do just fine. However, as I mentioned, for me, the AirPods Pro pretty much combined the best of both worlds for me from the Powerbeats Pro and the AirPods, and they kind of tackle a lot of the issues I was having with either of them. So I'm gonna try these out going forward, and I will report on them in a future video and do a proper review and let you know if there are any updates to this video. So that being said, I hope this video was helpful to you. If you liked this video and found this beneficial or helpful, then make sure you guys go ahead and crush that like button. If you like content around tech, gadgets, filmmaking, and lifestyle, then make sure you guys go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And as usual, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for hearing me out. I just had to. The puns were right there. They were just sitting on this table waiting to be made. If I didn't make them, somebody else would. Yo, why isn't the track changing, man? Yo, come on. Yo, change the track, bro. Change the track. No. I mean, you have to drive by, okay? Real fast. Not yet, not right now. We're gonna do that again.